So we're attempting to home in and be a bit quicker. Okay, so it's okay to not be so quick on these ones because we're on the fixed axes, and the fixed axes is the anchoring point axes. Okay, because we've got a new energetics coming in of the cardinal with the nodal shifts. Okay, with the Taurus Scorpio going into Aries and Libra. Okay, and that's why we have the mutable and axes in between the fixed and the cardinals, because what we were just saying with those Leo energies, to navigate the change. Oh, we like that one. That reminds us of Salvador Dali. Oh, there's still so many packs of tarot cards we want. Different ones of us. It's like, no more. We're not allowed any more until we do more stuff like this and make use of them for other people and share. Okay. Salvador Dali and Escher, two of our favourite artists from back of the day. Are we going to stick? Yeah, stick with 6 and then go to 4 for the others. Okay. Well, isn't that kind of not fair? Okay, so they were just saying it's not fair for the people that come in and want to look at one star sign, but we're not doing it as one star sign. We're doing it as all the star signs belong to every person. So therefore there is fairness. This is just our way of doing it. Okay, that makes sense. So it's 6 for all of these and it's 4 for the other 2 axes. So what are we on now? Oh, we don't need those cards, do we? No, because we've got them, haven't we? Yeah. Well, this isn't 6. This is 8 now that we're doing. Yeah. So this is Taurus here, but you pulled more. Is that because we forgot what we were doing? Well, no, because the conscious mind's perceived mistakes aren't ever a mistake, like the Stephen King book. Like Stephen King in the poem, it wasn't a mistake. Okay, so Taurus has 2. Yeah, we Taurus have 8 and 2. Taurus, you are Chiron, aren't you? Or you're our little ones more. Yeah, Tita Papa Pomo. Yeah, okay, but we're doing this for the collective energies now. Yeah. So what does it mean? How do we share this information to be relative to everyone? Tita Papa Pomo. Okay, so now PayPal messed up and we just bought a new pack of Vedic astrology cards. But PayPal messed up, not us this time, because we remember that it's freezing, and we've actually got 2 packs of it. So what's in that message is the comparison between Vedic astrology and Western astrology. So you may wish what's relative to your Taurus and what's relative to your Chiron, your wounded healer, especially with these nodal shifts changing from Taurus to Aries and Scorpio to Libra. You may wish to have a look and compare Eastern and Western charts, Western astrology with your Vedic astrology. There may be some answers in that. And doubles, pairing up doubles. And we were doing 6. I'm pretty sure we were doing 6 before. Maybe we were doing 8. I think we were doing 6. Maybe someone can write in the comment if they remember. If we were doing 6 before, 6 is the bridge from the unseen, whereas 8 is the bridge from the seen. Taurus is the bull energies. Taurus is slower. It's earth energies. Taurus is slow. Taurus is also about the earthly sensory desires. It's about pleasures and sensuality. So there may be stuff all related to your Taurus energies or your Chiron, or even Taurus in the collective is the second house, your sense of values. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus is going retrograde in July. So there's something going on with Taurus energies where Taurus energies, Venus is needing more information. We're just being drawn to these doubles here as well. So there's something to do with doubling. 66. 66 is the number of healing. And it's the 7 of Swords, a Manakel, God nurturing and maintaining everything. Knowledge of good and evil appeases divine anger, cures epilepsy. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? With seizures and stuff. And then we've got the Hanged Man, which is Neptune retrograde today. Now, we're finding it really hard to say these words today at the moment. 21, the only God. And he's got the trumpet. So we had trumpet card this morning, and it just trumpets relate us into the judgment card. So there's a real, be gentle on yourselves, be compassionate with yourselves. Don't judge yourself so much. Pay attention to things, people, scenarios, anything external of you that you are judging, so that you can mirror reflect that. The doubles, so you can mirror reflect that to dance through the last few bits of illusions that Neptune's creating into, so that when we get to the Venus retrograde coming up, that the Venus retrograde, which sends us internal on our loving, on our sense of value and relationships, that we have a firm, solid foundations to dance with the new knowledge. Desire for knowledge protects from liars, evil, spells, and bad spirits. What are these going to be? Da'at, null, emptiness, and Sheligiel, angel of snow. So this is what we got this morning, actually. The emptiness, Da'at, it's the space. It's what we were talking about of the atom earlier. It's the 99.999% of the atom that we cannot see, the space, which actually is perceived as nothing, but holds everything. It's the pause between the inhalation and the exhalation of the breath, which is called the retention in yoga, that the true empowerment happens, where the vastness happens. And when we are able to softly and gently lengthen, allow the lengthening to naturally happen of our breath, of our inhalation and the exhalation, and the more we become relaxed and lower our blood pressure, slow our heart, tap into our parasympathetic nervous system, the longer the pause, the space between happens. And the longer that space between, the longer the pause happens, that is the in-between space, that is the liminal space, the more clarity we get in the liminal space, in the in-between space. And how that reflects in the body, it means the space in the body that is there but has got the dead end still from the fascia adhesions and is holding water retention, all kinds of things, and becoming a bit stagnant, are about to open up and release. So it's the chemical, it's the breath, it's the way we breathe that creates the chemical reaction in the body of from less is more, that allows the softening and the opening to happen. Because when we are in trauma states of being a reactive human being, and we are, so it's not just the ones of us that have had early childhood traumas, there's the collective energies of this from 2020, and we are needing to cool our nervous, we are needing to embrace the yin. So curling your tongue, breathing in for your tongue and out for your nose. Giving a sound on the way out. Maybe putting the tip of the tongue on the roof of your mouth and a sound on the way out. And a little shake. That's accessing the yin energies. And Angel of Snow is the cooling down of that overactive fight flight nervous system that has been triggered from the collective energies of 2020, where it's been amplified, because that's what's needed to happen through the collaboration of the consciousness of God, consciousness of humankind, so that consciousness can evolve and involve in a more symbiotic, harmonic way, so that the collective unconscious energies can be changed, so that those people that aren't on the journey of being the change they want to see in the world, they will still start being the change they want to see in the world, because the collective unconscious energies have started to be changed because of what's going on. Because when humanity wakes up, Mother Gaia can wake up. And when Mother Gaia wakes up, humanity can start healing. And when humanity heals, Mother Gaia can heal. So we've got the devil energies here. We were talking about being sucked back in again. The Taurus is about the senses and desires. So there may be, with the turbulence of these energy shifts that are coming up, there may be times where there's some overindulgence. And if that happens, so be it. Allow it, be comfortable with it, be gentle and kind, and then wean yourself off it. So have your indulgence, enjoy it, don't feel guilty, because it's all in the belief systems. And then make your homemade banana ice cream instead of this. Make a homemade strawberry and honey Kool-Aid instead of the chocolate sauce. So still satisfy that craving for the sweetness, but satisfy it with whole food sweetness. And be creative along the way. You might not have made anything like that before. Expect some terrible results and expect some good results. It's creating. It's another way of grounding yourself at the same time. And get movement in. If you're like us, that your movement might not be how it used to be. Your movement may be subtle movement. Do some panting of your breath. Change the way you watch TV. You may sit on the couch and watch TV. Lay on the floor with some cushions under your chest so that you're in a restorative back bend while you're watching TV instead. And do some neck things, you know. Change your movement, shift up your patterning of your body. If you are able to go out more and exercise and do things, great, do that. But not everyone is able to do that. But you can still change some of your habitual patterns around the house in your everyday living. When you open the door with your opposite hand. Have a laugh at yourself and try to start cleaning your teeth with the opposite hand. Change up in the opposite, in the mirroring and the doubling again. And it may feel like you're climbing a mountain, but that's okay. Sometimes we need to climb a mountain at the moment. And maybe actually this particular pose, getting a high chair as high as it can go and putting your leg up on it so that you've got a bend and you're standing up. And if you've got something to hold on to as well, and then just gently look up, and then maybe do that yin breath and see how that affects your body. Maybe starting to do some research into the medicinal properties of herbal medicine. We were just talking about the start of the benefits of the elderflower champagne, with inflammation being beneficial for inflammation and many other things, and harmonizing and aligning with the seasons. We've got lots of elderflower cordial now that we made up another batch of, and the next one will be elderberries. So elderberries are the fruit that comes from the flower. After the flower is I think the flower is a flower a more higher vibrational frequency than the fruit, because the fruits become more dense again. So it goes the plant, the leaf, the flower, and then the fruit, and then the seed, and then the journey starts again. And that'd be an interesting question to ponder. And it's fun starting to create with herbs and mixes. You know, it is summer at the moment. See, maybe you want to get some herbs or pick something and dry it in the window out in the sun, and then make a tea out of it, or just pick something and have a tea out of it straight away. Connecting with plant medicine. And the bath's coming up again. This is 9, the Hermit. So you've got just in this top row here, we've got 3 major arcanas. We've got the Devil, 15, which 15 can be 6, it can be 5 as in 1 times 5, 6 as in 1 plus 5, 4 as in minus again. So we've got another steps going up of 4, 5, 6 again with that. It's second tier 4, second tier 5, and second tier 6 on all of the axes. So you're going to be getting, if you can manage to understand about it's all about belief systems, and yes, you may fall into old patterns, and that's okay, those cycles happens, but this time then you're going to also slightly change the patterns, and it's not going to be there for as long. Then there's going to be more of the patterns, the gaps between the unserving habitual patterns are going to lessen, and it's going to be for less amount of time. So the struggle's not going to be for long. And then so for us to give up our addictions, we didn't want to be someone that used, well, it wasn't that we didn't want to. Our whole life has been mind over matter. And we didn't have the energy left in the mind to be mind over matter anymore. And we didn't want to be one of those people that was addicted to something, manages not to be sober on whatever level, but still every day is a struggle where they think about whatever it is that they've given up. We didn't want that to be the case. For us, it was about getting to those root causes so that it's like, it can be in front of us, we can be around it, and it doesn't impact us like that anymore. Again, you've got books, you've got a bath. Really important about nurturing yourself at the moment. Nurturing yourself with the balance of old habitual patterns and the new habitual patterns, the ones that don't serve you and the ones that do serve you. And when you're doing the ones that don't serve you, do it with awareness, do it with compassion, and enjoy it. And say goodbye. Epsom salt bath again. That came up again somewhere else. So that's really important. You've got the knight. Oh, it's knave. Wasn't the other ones the actual knights? The knave's the page, I think. I'm sure the knight says knight. Yeah, the knight says knight. So that's the page. So we've got page of swords. And we were just talking about the mental mind and the energies, and the swords are the mind energies. I mean, for us, it's the mind in every cell, in every bacteria that make up the bacterial community, the cell that makes up the cellular community. So therefore, what we eat, and also it's the natural raw foods, fruit and veg, that are the enzymes that help digest our stuff in the body and create that bacteria. It's the prebiotics that feed the bacteria, the prebiotics in whole foods, your nuts, your seeds, your fruits, your vegetables. It's the probiotics. So you may want to look into some probiotics, maybe take some kefir, or buy some, look into some good quality probiotics to diversify your probiotics, and then make sure you're getting your prebiotics to feed those probiotics. And you may even want to do some research into it to understand the postbiotics as well. The postbiotics are the waste product of your bacteria, and it's that whole process of your food decomposing in your compost that creates the nutrients in the soil to start the process again, because it is it's not death, that's the other one we're getting confused for. It is the death cycle into it's the death cycle. It's the end of one cycle that creates the start of another. The end is the beginning is the end. And she's got a photo on that kite. So she's flying. When you fly a kite, you're enjoying the momentum of the air currents that are going on, and it's really important to enjoy the momentum and ride with the waves of the air currents when you're in the depths of the ocean representing consciousness, the journey of involution to co-consciousness, so that there is this alchemization, temperance energies. We're in the galactic center, 27 degrees, I think it is, of Sagittarius at the moment, where if we're in the galactic center and we hold the cosmos within us, then, and we have all the answers within us, then there's this amazing, profound, there's the quantum entanglement of the journey of each of our individual subjective experiences, where we dance and swim in our own void, we're going into the galactic cosmos, we're going into the galactic center of ourselves within that mirrors outwards, and we'll just be creating these most out there, beautiful, wide heart vibrational electromagnetic fields. We go to these meditations called the Global Coherence Pulse, or you might heard of the Heart Math Institute, and they can measure the coherence of the pulse of the earth with the and you can measure it of your own individual pulse and coherence as well, and in a group. Changing that patterning again. Headstand, when we invert ourselves, we're bringing the oxygen to our brain. You may not be able to do, and it's the Hangman again, it's this Neptune keeps coming up, Neptune retrograde, 12, complex stability. It's your 1, your 2, and your 3, and your half. So we tuned with last night, we drank the water and we put the water in our bath. Of all of our tuning forks, the whole of the human organ set, the angels, the planets, the Fibonacci sequence, the Salvaggio sequence. So we've really put in the effort to create the energy for today, because dancing with collective energies of Neptune retrograde, of the collective illusion, while navigating our own illusions, if there's anything in us that's resonating with that, which more than likely there's going to be, it's just about how much of it is, we can feel like we're getting lost and overwhelmed, but you're not, because you anchored yourself to your heart. You understand your breath, you understand your heart, breath, body, spirit connection, and it's not about the part, it's about the whole. And it may be that now, rather than being on the floor watching TV in a supported restorative backbend, you're actually being a child again, and you're sitting on the couch and you've slowly wiggled yourself so that your feet are up on the end of the couch and your head's going down on the floor, so that you're in like one of those, getting yourselves in these crazy child positions. And we've got the Tower again, because basically you're going to break something else and you're going to need some more of that gold glue to make something even more beautiful from that break. And you're so glad you broke it, because now look at what it looks like that you've got. Because you've got your conscious awareness, you've got your awareness in your subconscious, not from maybe a prefrontal lobal cortex clarity of the external reality idea of clarity. It's an intuitive subconscious knowing that your conscious mind will catch up with if and when it's meant to, which will bring you to the 6 of Pentacles, where you will be able to get out there and do your shopping with money and change left over to give to the homeless person, or buy the person in front of you on the bus their bus ticket because they don't have the money, without expectation of reward or gratitude. They may be having a bad day and they may not even say thank you, but that's okay, because you're doing it from the kindness of your heart without expectation. It's a pay it forward scenario. It's like the Burning Man festival. It's you go there and it's a bartering system, but you don't do a straight exchange of bartering. There's different camps and different setups, and the people that have been going there regularly and going there for longer, they'll have their whole setup, and the people that haven't, they may come in on a camp and they'll be further out, and there's just anything and everything. So it's not a direct exchange from one to another, but there is an exchange going on. You take accountability for your waste products, all your food waste products you put out on this black tarp, and you let the sun evaporate it, so it takes all the water out, so it just becomes dried, and then you take it off the ground with you. You have enough water. You're prepared for your sandstorms with your goggles and your mask over your mouth. You know, you're going in. You're going into the celebration. You're going into the party of all extremes, between whatever perception, prepared, because you know you're an energetic being manifested into a human form body to experience through the 5 physical senses, and to do that with your Sagittarius 14 moderation, with your 41 self-discipline for your moderation, with your self-discipline, with moderation, using self-discipline 41 to gain moderation. God, I hope this is all making sense. It's kind of making sense to us in the moment, and it's not at the same time, but we're kind of familiar with that feeling. And we're just embracing it, because that's all we can do. We've got to just embrace it and keep doing these. So put these back in. Tito Pomomonata. Okay, you're right, aren't you? We'll have to do that at the end of each axis then. We did Aquarius on the Liffruma card, and they just reminded us that we then didn't do Leo or Taurus on the Liffruma card. So we're going to do Scorpio, and then we'll do the Liffruma axes. Well, we might remember next time, but we'll do all those three together. Leech, emotional bleed. This is Taurus, 72. The grim harvest seeking balance, profound heart wound bleeding, grief pouring, emotion soaring, tears raining down ceaselessly. Pain after pain after pain, and you can't explain it away. Feel it, bleed it, pour it all out until you and it are almost broken from exhaustion. There's the gold glue coming up. Now, see how clearing pain makes space. The silence, the pause, the humming in the breath, creating the space to feel the pain that then creates the clear space, the clear tubes in the body for new treasures deeper in your heart. Because the more you do that cycle over and over again, the more you get into your deepest heart connection, and the more you get into your deepest heart connection and then accessing your higher selves or self, the purer that channel is going to be, the clearer the data and the information is going to come through, the purer and the clearer the energy you then express out and pass on to other people through your heart electromagnetic field. Your words being the least important is going to be the most compassionate and pure going to create that ripple effect. There's some, it's the Neptune in retrograde. It's deep shadow work, deep, the emotional bleed. That's making us think of when you change the oil on a car, and you take out all that dirty oil, which is all gluggy, and flush it through, and then put your fresh oil in. Our brain needs nutrients. Our brain, we're talking about the left and right brain, our brain needs healthy fats, olive oil, coconut oil, seed oils. They create inflammation. We've been talking about inflammation with the elderflower champagne. Avocados, yeah, coconut oils, your seeds, your nuts, healthy fats to oil your joints. When we stayed with the monks in Thailand, twists, do rotations with your neck. See if you can just start up and getting up and doing rotations every morning. We'll have to do this again. Your wrists, your ankles, your knees, your hips, because doing the rotations and moving our joints is a way to lubricate our joints and get the oil back into our joints and into our brain. And we've got the earthly power from Aquarius, where we've got the connection with nature, and we're connecting the nature on the outside and the internal with the whole foods. Because what was coming to us this morning is we've not been able, our wrists and stuff, we've not been able to do our juicing. But I know when we're not able to do certain things like that, and we're starting to get more pain, the pain's been our biggest teacher. This morning, we ate them. We cut them up and we ate them. We cut them up ready to juice them, but then we ate them. Whereas normally one of us is just like really resistant to that because of the mess it makes and the stickiness. I think that's the autism. But it's to do with the whole foods. A juiced orange is like orange juice bought in a carton or whatever from a shop. It's full of sugars, but a juiced orange is actually really quite good for you. Especially if you keep all the bits in it and loads of the bits, because you're getting that water soluble fiber. And we can drink and we can drink and we can drink and still be dehydrated because we don't have that soluble fiber, that fourth state of matter, which is plasma. the plasma in the body. So you're drinking the water, but you don't have the structural integrity in the body to hold that water and to contain it in a healthy way. Or you might be having the water retention. So there's not quite a symbiotic harmonious relationship going on between the elemental forces in the body. But when we eat that, so when we were eating it today, though, we were getting, and we were talking about prebiotics earlier, your lemon zest, your zest of all your citrus fruits, all that stuff's really good for prebiotics. So we used to grate that. We haven't done that for a while either. We've still got a bit left in the freezer thinking about it, and then put it in the freezer, and then even blend it up in our little blender grinder thing to make it even smaller, to get to the smaller bacteria. Because like if you've got worms in a compost, you want to chop, if you want the compost to decompose quicker, you chop the food up smaller. So if you're eating the whole food, this is what our little ones are telling us anyway. Some of us might have heard it from somewhere or learned it. I don't know. Consciously, we don't have those connections. But eating the whole food, I know Buddhist monks, they eat whole foods or everything. It's like whole food. It's not a whole food diet as in the Western conceptualization of. It's a whole food diet as you eat the whole of the plant. You don't like get your broccoli, chop the tree bits off of the broccoli and throw the stem away. You eat the stem as well. And so with the orange, you're eating all the zesty stuff inside as well, whereas when you're juicing it, you don't have all that white skin. But there's something came to us this morning, which is coming back to us now, that is when you eat the whole of the fruit, the whole of the orange with that stuff, there's something in that helps counterbalance the glucose or the sugar release or something. It's better for the body when we eat the whole of the food. There's all the nutrients and the bacteria and the makeup of the food in its whole form is beneficial to the body, to create wholeness in the body and a healthy mechanism. We're amazing quantum bioorganic computers. It's biomechanic. There's movements. You need to oil your machinery to keep it healthy. You need to oil this machinery to keep it healthy, and the type of oil and fats we use are important.